Hey, this is Don with Uniquely-DOUBLEBEE. Hope you enjoyed part one, showing you how to get your washer dryer stack unit out and what kind of damage it can do to your camper due to improper mounting, bracket placement, and the way they position the hoses and wiring, the whole kit and caboodle, as my dad would say. Anyway, this is part two, showing you how to put in a combo unit. So sit back and enjoy. Roll tape. Alright, wife and I decided we're going to take our stack unit out and replace it with an all-in-one. First, I'm going to figure out what's behind this wall so I can remedy anything that's happened back there, mainly water, and then clean this up. Alright, got all this cleaned up. Now we can actually see what's going on, but love this. This is the back of the mixing out valve, so if you had a hard hit and this wall here bounced, it would bust this fitting, and then you'd have water leaking everywhere, and you would have to rip all this washer dryer out and get this wall open to get to that. And then there's a good one. These flimsy, these things are barely screwed in here, but they're GFCI because of the water being here. But if you had a power issue and you couldn't figure out why your washer dryer wasn't working, well, this would be why. They probably tripped, and then you'd have to pull the washer dryer, which would be, again, another pain to get to these just to reset them. Now maybe these could have been run higher and the dryer's easier to get out to where you can get to them, but that needs a little bit evaluation. And then this whole panel is stapled from behind in here, so when the dryer hit it, just broke that all out. So I'm going to put some screws in here. This one's not even fastened on this side, but they put a mounting strip or fastening strip on this back side, but didn't fasten it from this way. And then they put that dryer vent location on this panel for some reason. I don't know where you're gonna go with it in this cavity. I mean, this was a closet when they washer dryer prepped it. So when they took out the shelf here and put it in the washer dryer before they sold the unit. And then up here, these screws are not even fastened to the ceiling anymore, so that moved. And then down here, if you had a leak at your drain, which I'm not sure what's going on there, so I'm gonna have to check that, but you would again have to pull the whole washer dryer to get there. I love all the mess they leave. And then staples, like this, shooting these nails in here. And then that goes into the basement, and that wire is one for a light that a light installed in the kitchen, outdoor kitchen. But I'm gonna fill a foam this because we had lots of openings in this camper, and I got other videos on that where they just cut holes in the floor and sometimes didn't run anything. So we had field mice finding their way into our camper through these holes. So now I got this one unveiled. I'm gonna seal it all up, and there you go. Well, got all that cleaned out. Fill of foam that whole opening, keep rodents and flies out when the basement's open. And then put new fasteners on these panels. various locations. Got that all secured back. Fix this trim. And then now I'm putting these panels back on. Put a couple more screws in, just 2. And get this tidied up. And wait on our all-in-one. All right. Just got in our new Splendide all-in-one washer dryer combo. Well, I had to go down to Camping World and pick it up. If you order it online, it's running like $13.45, and if you pick it up from them, instead of them delivering it, they'll take an extra $100 off. But you also, if you have Good Sam's, you get a little extra credit. But then you get there, and I had to buy the mounting kit. That was about roughly 11 bucks for the front mounts, and then they have the hose kit, but I ended up getting my stuff at Lowe's, and then they tax it for your state. In our state, a big tax. So anyway, walked out the door. It's roughly about $1,500 for this model. So right now, getting the doors off, and then I got to get the back panel off that I spoke of earlier, and then we'll get this thing positioned to slide it in, work on the vent, get the hose lines back in play. Had to buy some new ones because the previous ones got pinched, and then we'll go from there. All right, on the back here you got the drum anchors here, 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 and here to get off before you push it back there. And then these are 3.5, close to 3-inch exhaust hose fitting. So have to make sure you get the right hoses for that. But get some pipe tape on these, get the water lines hooked up, but first got to get these out. So I got to go get wrenches. All right, these are 10mm. Got that bolt out with my Warrior brand drill sockets, and these are magnetized and they're from Harbor Freight. Oh, look at that, came with hoses. Sweet. Yeah, I guess I'll return the ones I got at Lowe's. All right, get the plugs out. I guess first thing you should do is open up your washing machine before you go to Lowe's and buy a bunch of junk. Anyway, all right. That's what we keep receipts for, electronically and physically. All right, now. All right, before anything else, check the sauce hole hose fittings. All right, I got this rigid flex from Lowe's. It's screwed right on there beautifully, but now we'll make sure. Let's see what we got up here. I need a 3 to 4 inch transition. All right, so good thing I went to Lowe's after all. All right, for a minute there, my tripod fell apart. All right, so I got this 3 to 4 inch transition. And put that there. But what we'll do is that spot right there is 4 inches, so I'm gonna have to go on the outside and get that vent off, so that way I can put this on there, put some duct tape around it, get that good and sealed, and then I'll hook the flex duct hose to this end and then seal that up with duct tape. Alright, I'm gonna put on this new vent out there. But what you do is it comes with this extension piece, and you have to slip the tab in one into the other, and then once you get that done, it's got these 4 holes that align with tabs that are at these locations. So not sure if you can see them down there, but you line those up, then you just push this thing down until they snap. There we go. And once you get that done, we'll head outside and get that exhaust vent out and slide this one in and use this for hooking up the flex hose. All right. Fasten that onto there. Cut that down. All right, let's go outside and get this remedied. All right, my phone died a while back. Couldn't delay getting this thing installed, but got it in there. I haven't put the doors on yet, but it was tricky for our exhaust because we already had this hole in the camper for the stacked unit. But if you just had an all-in-one, clearly you would get this hole or the exhaust tube almost straight back, and then feed the tube through and then do all the trimming on the outside and install the cap on the outside. But in our case, this thing had to be manipulated. It's all smashed right here, but I got the Armor Flex one. Had to put a 4 to 3 extension on here, seal that up. Still got to caulk this, but coiled up the water lines, put a hanger on that so keep them from being smashed like the previous one did. And of course, like, this water box would be best served on this wall, the left wall that's accessible from behind the door. The video, so just got all this routed best I can. Got that plugged in. Now these mounting brackets, they only give you 2 screws per bracket, and it loops the slot. There's another slot that fits onto the leg. But before you push this in, get all your legs unscrewed, and because they're super tight, and I had to get a wrench after them. Get the thing level, then put this on, and then I ended up getting these self-drilling screws because they didn't give me enough, and drilled holes and then mounted the bracket to the washing machine. Unlike the previous washing machine, it was just looped on the legs. So if the legs give out, the unit gets loose, and then you're in all kinds of craziness. Then I anchored these to the floor and turned the water lines on, made sure they weren't dripping, good to go. And We got power. Now just test run a load, see how it goes. But again, our situation with this exhaust is different than if you're doing this fresh. But if you're doing what we did, take a stack unit, you're just dealing with that as its own problem. The most I can do is maybe build a false wall right here, but then I lose space for hanging clothes over this thing, which we're gonna do. Put the clothes back in here, get the doors back on, make it look all neat. All right, ended up using more tools than I needed, but it's a usual project. I'll put a link to everything I used in the description below, and then get my mess cleaned up, and y'all have a good day. Like, subscribe, and provide any comments where necessary. UniquelyDOUBLEBEE out.